Today we'll start with the topic perception. Perception is something. Here you are watching a glass of water which is half full, or somebody will say which is half empty. This is called perception. Someone will say half full or someone will say half empty. Perception is what? This is a process by which individuals organize and interpret their sensory impressions in order to give meaning to their environment. Here comes the features of perception. Perception is the intellectual process through which a person selects the data from the environment, organizes it, and obtains meaning from it. This is a physical process of obtaining data from environment sensation. Perception is basic cognitive or psychological process. People's actions, emotions, thoughts, or feelings are triggered by the perception of their surroundings. It is a subjective process, and different people may perceive the same environment even differently based on what particular aspects of the situation they choose to absorb, how they organize the information, and the manner in which they interpret is to obtain the grasp of the situation. Here comes the process of perception. First of all, to perceive the thing there should be a stimuli, means there should be some object to whom you will perceive. The first process in the perception is the presence of stimuli situations which confront the human beings. These may be in the form of people, objects, events, and information, conversation, etc. It means there are the different things which we should be perceiving. After that, there comes the receiving stimuli. It means the registration part. If we see an object, there must be a registration. There must be a receiving the stimuli. It means if you are accepting the stimuli, it means you are perceiving the stimuli. You are registering the stimuli in your mind. The actual perception process starts with the receipt of stimuli or data from various sources. Most data is received through the 5 organs. One sees things, hears them, smells, tastes, or touches them, and learns other aspects of the things. After that, selection of stimuli is there. After receiving the stimuli, some are selected for further processing while others are screened out, as it is not possible for a person to select all stimuli for processing. Factors affecting the selection of stimuli are external factors related to stimuli, internal factors, or factors related to the perceiver. Now, after selecting the stimuli, here comes the organization of stimuli. After the data have been selected, these are organized in some form to make sense out of them. Such organization may take in the form of figure ground. This involves that in the perceiving stimuli, the tendency is to keep certain phenomena in focus and other phenomena are in background. More attention is paid to phenomena which have been kept as figure, and less attention to the phenomena kept in background. Perception may change if certain stimuli are changed from figure to ground. Next is the grouping. The perceiver groups the various stimuli on the basis of their similarity or proximity. Thus, all such stimuli which have been grouped together are likely to be perceived as having same characteristics. For example, all the workers may be perceived to have some opinions about the management because of grouping or basic of similarity. Next is simplification. For perceiving the stimuli, you have to simplify the stimuli first of all. Whenever people are overloaded with the information, they try to simplify it to make it more meaningful and understandable. In the process of simplification, the perceiver subtracts less salient information and concentrates on important one. Last is closure. When faced with the incomplete information, people fill up the gaps themselves to make the information meaningful. This may be done on the basis of past experience, past data, or hunches. Now comes the process of perception. The first is interpretation. The perceptual inputs that have been organized will have to be interpreted by the perceiver so that he can sense and extract some meaning of what is going on in the situation. The next is action, the behavior. The last phase of perceptual process is that of acting on relation to what has been perceived. The action may be convert, may be in the form of change in attitudes, opinions, feelings, values, impression, formation resulting from perceptual inputs and thought. Overt may be in the form of behavior easily visible. Now comes the perceptual selectivity. As people can only limited amount of information in the environment, they are characteristically selective. By selection, certain aspects of stimuli are screened out and others are admitted. The factors which affect selectivity are external factors and internal factors. So that's it for today's class. We will discuss the internal factors and external factors in the next class.